Mama June takes Eldridge Tony's support to testify in custody war. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Mama June wants to win Caitlyn's custody by hook or by crook. She is battling with Michael Cardwell in court, and the case is on its final verdict. Hence, the celeb is leaving no stone unturned to make things fall in her favor. Amid all this, fans learned that Shannon has made a new move in court. She is now planning to bring Eldridge Tony to court to testify about the custody war. But that's not all. There are many new changes taking place in the case, which will end up turning the tables. What is this all about? Will Shannon win the case by bringing Eldridge Tony to the court? Mama June plans to bring Eldridge Tony to the court amid custody battle. Mama June decided to take temporary custody of Caitlyn after Anna Cardwell passed away. She wanted to raise her granddaughter and relive her daughter's childhood. However, Michael Cardwell has Kylie's custody, and he believes that both sisters should live under the same roof. Hence, he is doing everything under the sun to win the case. As the final verdict date approaches, Mama June is making new moves to win the battle. Fans were in shock when they learned that she was planning to bring Eldridge Tony to the court. Apparently, the latter was married to Anna during her last days and acted as a fatherly figure to Kyle and Caitlyn for many years. Shannon made it clear that Tony needs to appear at the Superior Court this month and testify on her behalf. InTouch recently confirmed that Anna's widower would stand up on Shannon's behalf to testify in front of the court. Cardwell wanted her husband to take custody of her daughters, but as per the current scenario, he is supporting June in winning the case. Michael Cardwell plans to bring Sugar Bear to expose Mama June. Michael Cardwell exposed Mama June's chaotic past in court. He revealed how the latter never had a stable relationship with Anna. The celeb stated that there were instances when Anna didn't even talk to her mother for years, which is why Shannon hardly has a bond with Caitlyn. After claiming all this, Michael now plans to back up his claims with a source none other than Sugar Bear. Yes, Michael is now taking the help of Sugar Bear to expose Shannon in court. He believes that Sugar Bear can testify to long periods of estrangement that Anna and June had in the past. Apparently, when Cardwell used to have issues with her mother, she lived with Sugar Bear. Hence, he can easily throw some light on the reasons why Shannon shouldn't get Caitlyn's custody. Michael further plans to bring a counselor and his fiancé as well. Apparently, the latter had been present in Caitlyn and Kylie's lives during Anna's life. He can confirm the way Michael has spent on the kids and could testify on his behalf. Keep coming back to TV season and spoilers for all the latest Mama June tea. In the emotional battlefield that has become the Shannon family's custody war over young Caitlyn Cardwell, Mama June Shannon has just played a surprising card, bringing former Flame Eldridge Tony into the fray. As legal proceedings heat up and the future of her late daughter Anna's child hangs in the balance, June is digging deep into her past, reaching out to someone few expected to reappear. The quiet but steady Eldridge, a man who once stood beside her through some of her darkest days. It's a bold and controversial move. Insiders close to the family confirm that June has formally asked Eldridge Tony to testify on her behalf, not only as a character witness, but as someone who witnessed her transformation up close during the time they were together. And as the custody case teeters between past trauma and future stability, Tony's reemergence is raising eyebrows across both courtrooms and social media alike. A familiar face returns. To many longtime fans, Eldridge Tony is a familiar but understated figure in Mama June's complicated timeline. He entered the picture shortly after her split from Gino Doak, at a time when June was newly sober, seeking redemption, and trying to stabilize her relationship with her daughters. Tony, by all accounts, was a calming influence, supportive, quiet, and drama-free. He stayed out of the spotlight, even as the cameras rolled on Road to Redemption. Their relationship eventually fizzled, but it ended without scandal, a rarity in June's romantic history. Now, with so much on the line, June is calling on Tony to remind the court, and perhaps her family, of who she was when she was trying to do better. According to court documents filed earlier this week, Toni's testimony will center on June's sobriety journey, her efforts to reconnect with her daughters, and her ability to provide emotional stability when given the work I put in. June reportedly told her legal advisors during a private consultation, "He saw me at my worst, and when I was trying to be my best." That narrative is now becoming the cornerstone of her custody strategy. The stakes: Caitlin's custody. At the center of this emotional storm is Caitlin Cardwell, the 11-year-old daughter of the late Anna Chickadee Cardwell. Since Anna's heartbreaking death following her cancer battle, the question of who will raise Caitlin has become a deeply sensitive and public issue. While Caitlin has been staying primarily with Lauren Pumpkin Efford, Mama June has expressed her desire to play a larger role in her granddaughter's life. But the road to involvement has been rocky. Critics argue that June's past behavior, including drug use, estrangement from her daughters, and high-profile arrests, should exclude her from having custody or even unsupervised visitation. Others say that she's shown progress in recent years and deserves the opportunity to rebuild those relationships. Eldridge's testimony may become the swing factor. If he can convince the court that June is capable of being a stabilizing force, not just a reformed figure, but a nurturing, present adult, then she may gain increased access to Caitlin. This could mean visitation rights, co-guardianship, or even a formal role in the child's upbringing. But if the court decides his testimony isn't enough to override past patterns, June may find herself permanently sidelined. A risky gamble. Not everyone in the family supports June's decision to involve Toni. Privately, Pumpkin is said to be deeply uncomfortable with June bringing in someone from the past, particularly someone who wasn't closely connected to Anna or Caitlin. From Pumpkin's perspective, Toni's knowledge of June's character is limited to a window of time that doesn't reflect her full history, especially during Anna's most vulnerable moments. Just because someone saw her sober for a few months doesn't mean they saw her as a parent, a source close to Pumpkin reportedly told a family counselor. The concern is that June may be crafting a courtroom version of herself, selective memories, carefully curated witnesses, and a redemption arc that downplays the very real damage that's yet to be repaired. Alana Honey Boo Boo Thompson, while less vocal, is said to be in alignment with Pumpkin's concerns. She still bears the emotional scars of her mother's disappearance into addiction and the public spectacle that followed. The idea that a former boyfriend could be used to validate June's parenting journey feels, to her, like rewriting history. Still, June's team is standing by their strategy. Why Eldridge? The choice of Eldridge Toni wasn't random. Unlike June's more infamous exes, Gino Doak, Sugar Bear, or even Justin Stroud, Toni has no criminal record, no tabloid scandals, and no trail of broken public promises. His time with June was marked by routine, sobriety, and attempts at family reconnection. He accompanied her to counseling sessions, encouraged her relationship with her daughters, and helped her maintain a low profile during some of the quieter chapters of her recovery. Though they ultimately went separate ways, there were no public blow-ups, arrests, or restraining orders, making him the ideal character witness in a court setting. In fact, legal experts say Toni's calm, grounded demeanor could provide a stark contrast to the more chaotic depictions of June's past. If the court sees that she once sustained a healthy relationship and lifestyle, especially during a key transitional period, it may help paint a picture of potential stability. Courts don't expect perfection. One Georgia-based family law attorney explained they'd look for patterns. And if Toni can demonstrate a period of time where June maintained sobriety, engaged in consistent behavior, and provided a safe environment, that could be powerful testimony. What does Eldridge think? So far, Toni has remained out of the public eye, but sources close to him say he agreed to testify without hesitation, stating that he believes June genuinely tried to turn her life around while they were together. "He's not doing this for attention or for June," said a mutual friend. "He's doing it because he believes Caitlin deserves a family that fights for her. And if his testimony can help clarify what June is really like when she's focused, he's willing to step in." Toni is reportedly working with June's legal team to prepare a statement and is expected to appear at the next custody hearing, scheduled for early next month. The bigger picture. The decision to bring Eldridge Tunney into the custody battle signals something more than just strategy. It's an indication that Mama June is pulling every possible lever to be part of Caitlin's life. Whether this is motivated by guilt, redemption, or a genuine desire to repair her family is up for debate.